Hey you guys, it's your girl Beauty with Mika. By the time you guys seen this video, you already seen my makeup vanity tour for 2020. So I decided to do a declutter of my eyeshadows. Your girl had 125 eyeshadows and I have 3 drawers full. So let's go ahead and get started as I declutter and decide what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to let go. So as I'm pulling out the stuff out the drawers, I am actually categorizing the eyeshadows by brands. I'm also giving you guys an idea of what each palette looks like for those that are interested. I won't be doing any swatches in this video, but it does help me actually get to see and compare if I have colors that are like just a different brand. Go ahead and check it out and let's go ahead and continue to watch. So here I am comparing the Makeup Obsession palettes, and of course Miss London had to join in on the makeup fun when she seen me pull out all my shadows. Of course she wanted to swatch, and of course a girl that loves makeup like her mom obviously was all into the party, so she had to join in the fun and help me decide. Alright, so drawers 1 and 2 are done. I pretty much have a good pile. Now let's go ahead and get started on drawer number 3, which I will be honest, this drawer was probably one of my easiest drawers to declutter. I didn't really have to take a lot out of this drawer because it's one of my most favorite drawers of as far as brands and shadows that I like or I grab to the most often.
Alright, you guys, so thank you guys for watching this far. I have counted and I kept 101 palettes. I started off with 125 palettes, and the goal realistically was to go ahead and condense my palettes down to 2 drawers. With that being said, I realized because I like my palettes kind of spaced out so I could see them, one of the things I did go back and say is, okay, if you can't get them into 2 drawers, at least get brands with brands, I do have a drawer that has my foundations in it, and I'll insert a picture or a video. With that drawer, that is more of my go-to palettes. So things that I'll grab if I'm really quick on the go. Those are more like go-to palettes, but those are brands with brands. So what I decided to do was do a high-end brand. So like now all my Pat McGraths, my Natasha Denonis, and my Juvias are all together. And then I have like my Melts, my Morphes, things. So like-minded palettes go together. These are palettes that I don't know if I want to keep or donate, which some of these I will be end up giving out to friends, because I know I have friends that are definitely interested in a ton of, they like palettes, they like makeup and everything. So it's always good to give it out to friends, especially like my hairstylist too. So with that being said, I'm gonna go through the brands because these are like all my color pops. So the first one, I just have this one Huda. This is a gemstone palette, and you guys know I love the Huda palettes, but honestly, I'm not gonna use these colors. These are all metallics, they're pretty. It's great palette, but I'm just not into like a lot of the sparkly shimmer anymore. Plus, also I have to take in consideration, I still have some individual shadows, and if I want that, I can go that. So this, I'm definitely going to sell. If you follow me on Poshmark, you definitely want to follow me on Poshmark or Mercari. All the links are down below, because then I will be selling some of these palettes. This is the Morphe 9G palette. Honestly, when I look at this palette, I'm never going to use it. Like, the colors are pretty, don't get me wrong. It's great for some purple. I love, anytime I see this like brick transition or even one of these transition shades, I go crazy for it. But this yellow, probably never gonna use. These greens, the color story just doesn't really appeal to me, so for that I'm gonna go ahead and sell this one or probably get rid of it. So on to these are some Dose of colors. Now I love these Dose of colors. They came out with so many, and I think I have a total of, let's see, I decided to keep 3 out of the 5. So I decided to keep 3 out of the 5. And what I decided to do was think about when the last time I used these. These browns are so pretty, but I have so many browns like this. How many more neutrals can you have? Then these are the Marvelous Mauves. I love a mauve shade, but honestly, when I wore this, it became a little ashy on me, and I really didn't care for it. So I'm gonna get rid of those. Now let's go on to some randoms. This is a Pat McGrath. I bought this during like a VIB sale. It's $20, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not a fan of certain shades. I've used this one. I haven't used this one, so I'm gonna sell it. It reminds me of, if you watch my Pat McGrath review video, by the time you guys are watching this, my Pat McGrath review video with concealers is up, and these shades reminds me of just that palette. So for that, selling it. So I'm doing good. This is a Mented palette. This is their everyday eyeshadow palette, and just what it states, it's an everyday eyeshadow palette. I am gonna keep this one because this is the only Mented palette that I have, and I really do like the Mented times Ashley Blaine. So for that, I am gonna keep this. And if you're wondering, what I do is I just take my fingers and I embed it into my makeup wipe, and I'm able to like clean around the rim and all that, especially when you get like fallout and stuff, because you want to keep your stuff clean. Like, you're spending your money on this stuff, so keep your makeup clean. So that's what I tend to do. So that's all I did. So this I am gonna keep. If you haven't checked out Mented, check out their website. I'll post a link down below. So that's 102. This is the Tartelette Toasted palette. Favorite, OMG, love this palette to death, have been using it. But honestly, you guys, I could actually give this up. I have tons of neutrals. I pretty much use, you can see I pretty much use these 6 shades right here, and that's pretty much it. I'm not a fan of this little shimmer. So for that, I mean, for 5 shades out of here, maybe 6 because I use a brow bone, do I really want to keep this? It's one of those palettes I do like on the go, so for that I am going to keep it for right now. By the time I do another declutter, or I give myself by the end of the year, if I'm still not using this like crazy, then I will let it go. And as you can see, I know it's like the neutrals. You love neutrals. So, you see the difference? So, I'm going to keep the Mented. This... it's the Toasted palette, but you have a ton of neutrals. No, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. I know I'm gonna let it go. Oh, that was hard. Okay, this is a crown palette. I got this in a Boxy Charm. It's a pro crown palette. I love these shades to death. They are so great. It reminds me of a Lorac palette that I've had years ago, but honestly, I don't even use this palette like that. These are just typical shades that I pretty much go for, and honestly, I have these shades. I have these everywhere. So for that, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Oh, that hardest was hard. This is a Makeup Revolution Pro palette. Now, this is the Maxi Reloaded palette. I have not even opened this. Like, I have not opened this. I bought this to do a video on, but for this reason, I do want to go ahead and keep this palette, only because I know that this is something that I can get the most use out of. It has a ton of colors in here that I love, and the Makeup Revolution brand is not bad. Now, what I can say is, if I'm going to get rid of that, then I can get rid of this. This is just a smaller version of this palette. And I don't need two of the same palettes. So, do I really need two of the same palettes? These are probably my only Makeup Revolution palettes that I honestly have, and that's all this is. As you can see, like, this is just the smaller version of this. This has more shades in it. This gives me a little bit of everything that I want in here, so I don't need this one. So, and I really do like this palette, but do I need both? Do I really need both? Yeah, I'm gonna keep both. Normally I would have, in my mind, I was gonna get rid of this and give it to my hairstylist, but I'm actually gonna keep it. So far, I kept 3 palettes so far. This is the Violet Voss Pro Shadow. This is the hashtag one. I have tried to justify keeping this because of the purples in here. I don't use any more Violet Voss palettes. All of that. I do love purples, but honestly, I have these shades in so many other palettes. Again, I'm looking in here and I'm like, there's a Morphe in here. Plus, if I'm gonna keep this Revolution, I might as well get rid of the Violet Voss. You can see the shades are pretty much the same. Like, it's pretty much the same palette. So if I had to choose, I would get rid of the Violet Voss. And the Makeup Revolution just doesn't have a black where the Violet Voss does, so I can get rid of this one. I am doing hella good. Now this one, this is the Naked 3 palette. Of course, we all want to keep our Naked palettes. I have looked at tutorials to try to convince me to keep this palette, but honestly, I have not picked up this palette since I have tried to look at tutorials, convince myself. I love the Naked line, but this one, it did what it did. Like, it's worked out for what it was, but do I really need to keep this palette? I really don't know. So, because I really like the Naked line, these shades, I just don't see myself really utilizing and getting the most out of, so I'm gonna go ahead and finally get rid of this palette. I can't convince myself to use it. I really can't. So, Makeup Obsession palettes. I've gotten these at Target. You guys know these are pretty much fairly brand new. What I'm gonna do is scoop that right there. This one is Life is a what is it? Life is a Party. And I've gotten these at Target for like $14.99. So if you're wondering, I always just order mine through Target's website, and I don't have them delivered, but if I can do a store pickup on them, then that's the way to go. So that's what I have done. This one is, let's see, this one is, what is this one? Lord knows I can't read backwards. I don't even know what this one is. Baddie Forbidden. So Life of the Party, Baddie Forbidden, and this one is a new one by Raspy Dust. And I'm gonna just take this off. So the cool thing with these Makeup Obsession palettes is they are $14.99. You can get these at Target. I do like that if you want to take them on the go, you could pop your finger in here and you can pretty much take them on the go with you and even put them in like an individual Z palette. Now, the question is, do I really want to keep these palettes? There are pros or cons. This one I do want to keep. This one has a lot of shades in here that honestly I know that would be great for fall or anytime. I do like the color story in here, especially like those pinks and greens and stuff. When I look at a palette like this, it challenges me to do my makeup differently. So not get used to the same looks, but definitely do something different. Like I could do probably a whole look with each row down this palette. So I am gonna keep this one. Now when I look at these two, they're pretty much the same colors. And when I bought this, I knew that, but I still bought it because I wanted to try out the brand. Now, the difference I noticed is that they both have blacks in them. They both have a certain lilac in them right here. So purple is their theme. They still have the pinks, which the pinks are different names, but you go with the darker pink right here. And then you have more of a lighter pink right here. They do have similar browns, so like these two browns, they're different names, but this one's a little bit more deeper in bronze. And let me zoom you guys in. So these are a little bit more shimmery in bronze, as you can see. So they do have some similarities as far as the color stories go. Now the question is, should I keep both of them? Honestly, common sense would say, yeah, go ahead and just keep one. But because they're, if looking at it from bird's eye view, if I call my husband here, he'd be like, yeah, they're the same color story. So why are you keeping basically the same palette? Now, do I want to let go of both of them? Not currently right now. So I'm actually going to keep these 3 palettes because I really do like this brand. And based off everything that I've seen from this brand, honestly, these are the only 3 palettes that I like. Every time I go to Target and I see them in stock now, I'm not really interested in what other palettes they have. Now, ColourPop. And I'm going to use my ABH last. ColourPop. ColourPop has been my... I don't really have a lot of ColourPop anymore. I used to be ColourPop crazy, and I just don't even buy ColourPop no more. This one, the Proceed with Caution Makeup with Shayla, I was not a fan of this palette. Like, I will be listing this, but this color story, I'm cool on. I do like her other palette. You guys know that. Now these, the Mar and Soul. Looking at these, and it's so funny because I have these palettes. Like, I have these shades. So this one reminds me of my Huda Beauty Coral. The only thing that attracts me to keep this palette is this bright little orange right here in this one. But I kept a Morphe palette that has these shades. So I can get rid of this. And I am doing so good because I did not want to get rid of these palettes before I turned this camera on. This one right here, it has the blues in it. I'm definitely always attracted to teal. If you're a woman of color, colors look good on us. So like these blues and these teals right here, girl. Now, do I really need this palette? No, but I'm going to put it to the side because I low-key want to keep this one. Now, let's go on to a couple of these. These are Elements of Surprise. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Like, I've tried to use this palette and I've pretty much have made it a point that I don't need it. So this one is the Karrueche Femme Rose, and if you don't know who Karrueche is, you should. This I can go ahead and let go. It's a very pretty palette, don't get me wrong. It has a great color story, but honestly, I have these shades in other palettes. I'm only keeping these because these are comfort colors for me. I have these colors right here in the KKW palette, and these shimmers are very pretty, but honestly, like, I have these color stories. So this is the Give It To Me Straight palette from ColourPop. I have these color stories. These color stories are in other palettes. I could use these. The justification for keeping this, honestly, is that I like the color story, of course, and I can travel with it. I don't even know if they really sell these anymore, so I am going to try to put this to the side because I really do like the looks on that. Now, as far as this one, the Yes Please. This one, same color story as, and I'll show you. Same color story as Soul. See? Almost literally the same color story. So with this one, I do like these. Now these two were the hardest ones, and I had to literally call my husband, and he was like, yo, come on, really? This one I can want to let go of it also. And this one is the Yes Please. Yes Please. I don't even know if they really make these colors anymore. And again, Do I really need these? But these are great for summer. So what I am going to do is actually Give It To Me Straight and Yes Please. I didn't think I would. I honestly wanted to let these go, but I know that I'm going to use these. And with Mar, I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. Because I already know me. Now Fortune, I honestly have kept Fortune because of this bottom row over here, like these little 6 rows. But I can go ahead and let Fortune go because really, again, I have these color stories. This whole Richie right here, this whole color story is comfort. These are comfort colors. These are colors that I gravitate to because I love them. And I need to stop buying palettes like that. The quality is good on this palette, but honestly, like I said, literally I just decided to keep the Makeup Revolution, which has, again, similar color stories. So you don't always need to have all the same colors. So I could go ahead and let Fortune go. Now, last but not least, this is the hardest one for me because I have looked at these over and over and over again, and I bought these with the intent to keep these. This is the ABH Nervinas. This is volume 3 right here and volume 1. Out of all of the ABH Nervina releases, these were the 2 that I said I wanted, and I did get, as you can see, but am I really going to use these colors like Tamika? For real. Girl, are you really going to use these colors? My mind says yes, but looking at it, girl, am I really going to use these colors? The swatches on these are really good, so I'm not going to lie to you guys. As much as I would, it would make sense to go ahead and get rid of these, but I do want to try these out. Now, with this one, volume 3, there's so many bright tones in here, honestly. But even if I minus the bright tones, the colors in here are very pretty. It's a great color story. I just need to go ahead and use these palettes, like, for real, for real. Even if I minus the bright tones, like, I love these teals and these greens in here. So that's the only justification of why I'm going to keep this palette. And I know I'm blinding you guys because there are some really great color stories in here. Like, you can really do a lot with these palettes. As crazy as it sounds, I am going to go ahead and keep these. So now, if I count, I have 101 currently in my drawer. So I have 102, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 112 palettes. For me, that's not bad because it's been worse. And in the midst of that, that's not bad. So out of 125 palettes, I've kept 112. So not bad at all. If you guys like these videos, go ahead and thumbs up. I do plan to organize my closet. I don't know when, but you guys will probably see a video just organizing that next and getting rid of some stuff. I'm not sure with this whole pandemic or everything that's going on when I'll be able to donate my clothes, but I have been just keeping a donation bin because the twins are growing. So as they're growing, I'm just constantly putting stuff in our donation box for us to be able to take. So 112 palettes, not bad. I will show you guys what the finished drawers look like in just a minute. All right, so here is, I just added this palette. This is the Smashbox La Vida, so this makes it 14 palettes. So now I have 111 palettes. A realistic goal would love to be at 100 palettes and 2 drawers, but we'll see. Baby steps. So this is everything that I'm getting rid of. I am going to go ahead and list some of these things on my Poshmark and Mercari, and then some of these I am going to be sending to friends and family. If you're wondering, the drawers, so this is the drawer I was talking about where it's more like my everyday go-to drawer. It has foundations in here, so these are pretty much all the foundations that I only keep or own, and then these are our palettes that I refuse to get like rid of. Still, I need to try this one out. I bought the Huda Mercury Retrograde, but this is what it looks like. So all my Huda palettes are back there along with my Milani's, and then I also have some Z palettes and some Fenty's. I don't own a lot of Fenty's. That's the one thing I need Fenty to get better on, is their eyeshadows. I decided to keep this Marc Jacobs. I am going to keep this. Honestly, if I do not use this soon, I will be getting rid of this next, because again, it has color stories that I like. My new Charlotte Tilbury is back there. So this is more of like, I just open it up and I know these are palettes that I really do love the most. Not like that, but my go-tos. Now this drawer has a hodgepodge of, let's see, it's mostly a lot of my drugstore, I would say. So all my Morphes are in here, my Melt. This one I just got through a BoxyCharm. My only Sephora Pro palette is down here. My Makeup Revolution, the, what is this, ColourPop. And then I do have my Too Faced, what is this, Too Faced? Yeah, my Too Faced Gingerbread Spicy and Extra Spicy. And then I have these Z palettes. So this one is my Melt and my Makeup Forever. And then all my Dose of Colors. So yeah, these are more like the drugstores. And then I only kept the ColourPops right there. So that's that drawer. Now you go over here. My luxury drawer. I call this one my high-end luxury drawer. So this drawer has pretty much a little bit of everything. I decided to move my Urban Decay Naked palettes right here. So now I only have the Cherry, the Heat, and I kept the one. I keep the one in the box for just collector's purposes. These are all my Natasha Denonas, like all my Natasha Denonas. So yeah. And I will say a lot of my palettes I have bought on sale. So I don't have a lot of remorse or regret when I look at this, because a lot of these I have bought on sale. Natasha's, so you know, I love Natasha's. My Colored Rain, my Pat McGrath's. I was skeptical because honestly, I thought I was going to get rid of these palettes, and I started swatching these and I was like, girl, never mind. So I only have 4 Pat McGrath's. These are all my Anastasia's. These are the only ones that I kept. My Amarizi, my Riviera, my Nervina, my Renaissance, my Soft Glam, and my Jackie Aina. And then if I move this, you guys can see, let me move this one for you guys so you guys can see it. I did keep my Juvias, and then I did keep these 2 Anastasias. These 2 Anastasias are still on the chopping block, because if I don't use these by the end of the summer, these gots to go. And then I did move my Makeup Obsessions down here. So Makeup Obsessions over here. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. During all that's going on, it's good to just set some realistic goals. And if you're wondering, I do not currently have any palettes on my wish list as far as any upcoming sales. I haven't purchased any recently, so there's nothing that I've seen that is like, oh wow, let me get it. Even a couple of new Natasha's that came out, and I was like, I'm good, sis. Now I'm cool. I think the most recent ones I did purchase was the Juvias and the Makeup Revolution Patricia Bright. So yeah, that is it for this video. Don't forget the thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys are entertained by this. I hope you guys are decluttering. Let me know in the comments down below, what's your ultimate palette goal and how many do you currently have in your stash. Talk to you guys soon. Stay blessed, stay healthy. My prayers are with you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.